Hello, everyone. I was watching GMA3 earlier today, and Tom Bergeron is coming back to Dancing with the Stars as a guest judge next week. It came to my attention because my mother is a fan of the show, and lately there has been a lot of talk on social media that people don't understand why Andy has not gone home yet, even though he always have the lowest scores from the judges week after week. So some of the show's fans are asking who is voting for Andy. This is a dancing contest, not a popularity contest. And Andy is a stiff dancer. Last night, Danielle went home, and I thought she was one of the best dancers last night. So now I am paying attention to this season. Every now and then I'll watch Dancing with the Stars, but for the most part, I'm not, a big fan, and I don't watch every single season. So yeah, the topic came up on GMA3, and this is what Tom had to say about Andy.
Then would you say, because, throughout the seasons, you've seen, and you mentioned it earlier this morning on GMA, Andy has something, and it's hard for people to understand if they're just looking to dance.
Well,
but that's the show.
I'll tell you, it's funny. Over the years, every season, I would get the complaints of, this is a personality contest, And I would say, well, you're watching a video Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. It's a dance contest, and it's a personality contest. Mm-hmm. And if you want pure dance, watch PBS. Because that's really, and Andy really underscores that. Who are you drawn to? You can be looking at a very technically proficient dancer, but for some reason, you're not getting the goosebumps. You're not getting that feeling of, I want this person to keep going. He loves learning dance. Derek brought that up last night, that's so much of what the show is at its best. People who've never danced before. I danced once in season 2, and let me tell you,
they didn't have
it was the world's slowest quick step. And, and Len, it was on a results show, and after I finished, Len actually said, I think that was better for America's Funniest Video.
So you won't be returning to the dance floor, is
No,
what you're saying?
no. Some people on social media have asked, you should be a contestant.
Okay, this is a dancing competition. This is a reality show. But what Tom said about Andy also applies to life. So Tom Bergeron got me thinking about life here. You can be qualified to do something, but you don't get the job because the recruiter, the job interviewer, is going to pick someone who is, in a nutshell, a charming, charismatic liar. I was watching a YouTube video a few weeks ago about the current job market, and the YouTuber shared some stats that men are more likely than women to apply for a job in which they don't meet all of the qualifications, or at least most of the qualifications. Also, there are recruiters and interviewers who will hire a person who is incompetent because they came off as a great personality in the interview, but they find out after they hire them that they don't meet all of the qualifications. I had conversations in the past with employed black women, and I hear all the time, I am not here to be liked. I am here to do a job. And if I do my job, when payday comes, you better pay me. That is a business mentality. But when you see in a dance competition that the woman who is a good dancer goes home and the likable comedian with stiff feet is still there for another week, some will say, well, that's not fair. And I agree, that's not fair. But life is not fair. After thinking about what Tom Bergeron said, I have to rethink my current job hunting process. In the past, I got a job by taking an exam for a government job. Resumes don't seem to work for me. So right now, I am going after 2 types of jobs. One that I qualify for, And the second type of jobs are the ones that I really want, where I stress my skills in my resume, and as opposed to stressing the job history, so that companies know that I have the skills to do the job. And I cannot get an interview for the jobs I really want. One of these jobs that I applied for, Disney was looking for a person with writing and editing experience. I applied 2 days before the deadline, sent the resume at around 6:30 in the evening, and I got rejected in an email that was sent 3:30 in the middle of the night, literally 9 hours later. And I am convinced that an AI program rejected my application and my resume, and no human being saw my application. My current resumes, I got one for every job, have been analyzed by 2 people from the Department of Labor. And they found nothing wrong with my resumes. Not even a punctuation error. So, according to them, nothing is wrong with my resume. Keep in mind, the Department of Labor, part of their job is to help people find work. If you need a career counselor, the Department of Labor is the agency you go. So, all I got from the Department of Labor was, keep looking. And again, life is not fair. However, I have to say that when I was a kid, I was told that if you work hard, you will reap rewards, you will reap the benefits. So when I was in school, I was told that if I work hard, I would get straight A's. So I worked hard, and I got straight A's. And I went to grad school, and I remember I was told the same thing by my business law professor. She said, look, here's what you need to do to get an A in this class. You do X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, you will get an A. So I did what she told us to do. I got an A in business law. When I left grad school, I had a 3.0 GPA. But I think that if I had been taught differently, maybe my life would have gone differently. Because as an adult, I am having a really hard time accepting the fact that life is not fair, and that hard work does not always pay off.